I had for a long time found that there were flaws in the feminine. I just could not comprehend where they came from. First of all, the feminine, the oneness that we are talking about, it has been completely handicapped because the inner senses have been stifled and cut off. We had no way to access them. We did not strengthen them with identifying them. We did not, in fact, live them. The feminine has been like a one-legged person trying to run a race. And that's why life has been so over-dominated by masculine qualities. Now, the first thing about the feminine that has puzzled me is the neediness. I need to be fulfilled. And also, where does this extra energy come from? We understand that the way it produces energy will produce excess energy. But why is the masculine depleted and the feminine having much energy? Because of the need for external love, external attention, external validation. If she were in oneness with the masculine, the validation of his love for her is there. Whether or not they're connecting, whether or not they're talking, whether or not he is paying attention. The attention is hers all the time because of the field that unites them, that bridge that unites them. When that is broken and the inner space and the outer space are not communicating, are not living together, it doesn't happen with external relationships either. Oneness is an unstable state to be in because life will come and bounce you back into activity to a way that you separate. The very insufficient energy source of polarity is at least stable for a longer while before it too starts to run out of energy. But the oneness has been very unstable. And part of it is because she has been functioning on half alone. She's been trying to function in external space with very, very little input from inner space. External space has only seven, and it's the 7 big sections of the tube torus. It has 7 senses. We know of the 5, with the sense of smell being the sense that never fell. That's why we emphasize fragrance so much. So the next thing is that the senses that are the 2 we don't know is in fact the sense of the skin when it isn't touched. You know, goosebumps, ripples going through the skin confirming something, hair standing up on the back of your neck, your scalp is crawling. It feels like your skin is crawling because you're in the presence of something you don't like. All of these things is the response of the skin when there isn't actually a physical touching going on. This is the 6th sense. The 7th sense is the response of the organs. And the response of the organs is when my stomach tightens. I can't breathe, you know, I'm being stifled of my expression. You know, there's nausea on your stomach when you're just really in a place where you really shouldn't be. Heart aching, you know, heart pounding. All of the responses of these organs to our external life. This is the 7th sense. With the corresponding 7 times 96 senses that are part of the inner senses, they correspond to the outer senses. There's 96 inner senses for every 1 outer sense that there is. And this is being cut off from her 7 times 96 senses. She has had to live in a way that really is a masculine way trying to live in the feminine. Now, the one thing that we found when we discussed this as a class as to why this looking to be fulfilled from the outer is taking place for her, and also why she is depleting the masculine. Number one, she knows she is to search for something. She knows she is to include something within herself. It is the nature of the feminine to move boundaries fluidly and then include the unknowable within the unknown. And he includes the unknown into the known. The spiral of the bathwater, when she has included all of life within her, will pull his energy into her if that is all she does. She has to do output as well. The output has to have intention. Then it matches the input. Otherwise, she is sucking energy from her environment. What is it that she has to contribute? What is it that she has to give to life so that there isn't a debt that accrues and now she gets bumped out of this very comfortable position where he provides and she is receiving only? Well, she has to gather from the unknowable, and the unknowable turned into the unknown, and the unknown turned into experience, is a massive source of energy that allows almost immediate manifestation. We find that when she opens herself to her inner space, she becomes what she has always been meant to be, the embodiment of the mystery, the conveyor of the mystery. She articulates the mystery without understanding it. The understanding of it comes from the masculine. She simply lives it. When she is fully supplied from within, life is an endless adventure. And it's an endless song. It's a poem. She doesn't have to sit and wait for him to fulfill her. And when her unmet expectations are there, she becomes a victim. Now, the second thing that we found, and in fact, let's talk a little bit first about how we fix this first thing. The first thing is fixed when the feminine does not dedicate all of her time and all of her life only to appearances. She has become judged by her appearances. Instead of thinking to himself as he enters her in intercourse, I am entering the temple of the unknown. I am entering the mystery. Instead, it has become face value. How does she look? How does she perform? How does she respond? That determines what I receive from the experience. That is a complete superficial face value that is given to her, and what is in our environment we bring about. Why has she been judged so superficially? Because she has lived so superficially. She has never truly lived. As this awaken, life begins and she follows the mystery. She was not meant to be part of religions and dogma and rules and regulations. She follows the mystery.